Welcome to the Fit Strong Women Over 50 podcast, episode number 190. Hi, I'm Chris. Thank you for joining us today.
And I'm Jill. Chris and I are your hosts for this podcast and the founders of the Becoming Ellie community.
We decided to name our community Becoming Ellie because Ellie was the Norse goddess of aging who beat Thor in a wrestling match. Jill and I thought, hey, we want to be like Ellie, fit and strong as we age.
Yes, we do. You can find out more about the Becoming Ellie community and this podcast at our website, becomingellie.com. Ellie is spelled E-L-L-I. Sign up for our newsletter while you're there.
Today, we're talking with Melissa Wilson about becoming strong after 50. Let's go to the podcast.
Today, we're talking with Melissa Wilson. I know Melissa from my gym, and I've had the privilege of watching her make some remarkable transformations in her fitness journey.
She's a vibrant grandmother who's proven that age is truly just a number when it comes to strength and fitness.
Welcome, Melissa. We're so glad to have you here today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Well, why don't we get started at the beginning? Can you tell us a little bit about your fitness journey? Where did you start and where are you now?
So I actually would say I started my fitness journey many years ago, like before I got married, but only I was kind of forced to do it. I got engaged and I wore my mom's wedding dress and I tried it on right after I was engaged and it fit perfectly. It was great. And I tried it on 6 months later and I couldn't get the buttons in the back buttoned up.
Oh, no. So you were forced to get fit.
I was kind of forced into, I've got to get some work done. But it's interesting when I look back at that now, the way I went about it is not how I would go about it now. So I went out and I got all sorts of Weight Watcher meals and I did go to a gym and went to a few classes, but I didn't, it was just about getting into that dress. And I did get into the dress.
All about losing weight.
It was all about losing weight. It was all about being skinny. It was all about, as a matter of fact, I remember I was at one of those classes in the 1980s. And one girl said, she was there, she said, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I eat popcorn for dinner every night and I don't know why I'm not losing weight. And now if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, oh, honey,
Well, yeah.
But at the time I was like, oh, popcorn for dinner,
Hey, good idea.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Light and fluffy, and you can eat a lot of it, and whatever.
Yeah, it tastes good.
Yeah, so it was
the person who told me they were trying to lose weight and all they were eating for lunch were grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny the things we used to do that we thought were good or helpful or whatever. And the more you learn, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah. So after that, I just, I didn't, I would walk a lot. My husband would work far away, so we had to get up early and we had 4 small children. So I would get up at 4:00 in the morning and walk around the neighborhood. But I didn't really, again, it was all about being skinny and that was my main goal. It wasn't really about being fit. And I think we all know that gets old quickly and you can't maintain that.
No, it's hard to maintain just being skinny.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it wasn't until after I was 50, I was in my 50s and I started working at a gym and I did some assessments and I got with some trainers that my mindset really started changing about everything. So I look at my fitness journey, I say it started when I was in my 50s, my mid 50s really, because that's when I understood more and I learned more. I remember one of my trainers, I was talking to him about something and he said to me, well, you can't exercise away a bad diet, which is something I never heard before. And I was like, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah. So it was more like that as I started learning things and having people say things that I that my true fitness journey began, I think.
Yeah, you start really learning things. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So now you work out at the gym, you're strong and fit, and you look good, so I'm assuming you are skinny enough.
I think I am. There was a time when I was actually training with somebody, and it was that moment when I switched from wanting to be strong. I didn't want to be skinny anymore. I just wanted to be strong. And so that was another like mindset change. And that was probably 5 years ago now. So, and I am getting strong.
A mindset shift.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what was the catalyst that prompted you to start working out in your 50s, besides that you worked at a gym?
Well, again, I would say the original catalyst was again to be skinny,
Okay.
but but as I started working out more and started learning things, I realized that that wasn't what I wanted to do. So my catalyst now is to get stronger. The trainer I work with does Olympic weightlifting, and so I've been doing that. So my goals are more along those lines, like how well can I do those moves? How much weight can I do? That kind of stuff. So my catalyst now is to just be able to do more, do it quickly, and do it right.
When you say quickly, how long do you work out when you do work out?
Generally about an hour. When I work with my trainer, I train for an hour, but I also work out sometimes outside of that, and that's generally for an hour each day. So maybe 4 days a week.
Can you tell us what Olympic weightlifting is, or what it is that you're doing?
Yeah, so we do a lot of well, so it's like powerlifting, but the Olympic powerlifting, they're snatches, so they're floor to overhead movements. They're clean and jerks, which is also a floor to overhead movement. Clean and jerk is, and a clean is just where you bring the bar up to your like just under your neck and you squat that
And these are all done with bars, with
yeah,
barbells. I mean,
with barbells.
plates and
Yeah, with the
whatever on there.
barbell. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you were younger, were you athletic as well? I mean, did you do weightlifting at all or run or anything
I
like
did
that?
not.
Yeah.
No. No, I did not. Yeah, I did not. I didn't start weightlifting again until I was in my 50s. And I didn't start so it's like earlier 50s. I didn't start powerlifting until I was 50 over 55.
Yeah. More and more I see women learning to do heavy lifting in their 50s with great success.
I think it's really important, and I think again, like, going back to being skinny, I think the era we were all from, it was all about, like, being skinny, and so, working in a gym, I have the opportunity to see lots of women come through the door, and there's a group of women that come through the door in their 40s and 50s who do nothing but like get on the elliptical or get on the cardio machine or get on the stair climber or something. And it's still all about being skinny, which kind of makes me sad in a way because I think there's so much more to it. There's so much more to fitness.
Well, there's a lot of time and energy spent in being on the elliptical or treadmill for enough time to, that you're burning calories to lose weight. That's and not necessarily the most effective thing you could be doing.
Well, and it feels so good to be strong, doesn't it?
It does.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed when I've been working out pretty well with some weights. When I'm strong again, it's like, oh my gosh, this is easy. And things that I really thought, oh, this is too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've just told us that you work with a trainer, and I know that because you and I have the same trainer. But you also work independently.
I do.
So you are self-directed, I guess, at times.
Yes. Well, yes, I am. So I'm self-directed. So I do look up different workouts that I can do. And then I try to do those. But as I'm getting more fit and I'm getting stronger, it's easier and easier for me to be self-directed and do things on my own. Whereas before it wasn't as easy to do that.
Do you think working with a trainer helped you learn proper form and technique?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would, even if people can't, especially for women, even if you can't like continue it forever and ever or continue it, I would definitely get with the trainer and learn proper form and learn how to, why do you do that this way and why do we do it that way and that, because I think that's really important. And I also, working in a gym, I see a lot of people at the gym who don't have proper form, and they're just going to get hurt at some point.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really gives you some confidence too. When you know you have proper form, you can really go all out, right? When you're trying to move ahead with your weights and that type of thing, you don't feel scared that you are going to get hurt because you know with the guidance from someone who's an expert. So has anything really surprised you about getting stronger after 55? What has surprised you the most?
I think I get surprised every time I hit a PR or I go up in weights or I do some kind of, more cardio rich CrossFit type of workout and I make it through. And when I first started training, I would say a lot of times, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I don't say that anymore. I made a choice not to say that anymore. So sometimes it goes through my head, but I don't let the words out.
That's good. I remember you saying that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is, yeah. And so I keep it in. I keep it in. And but I get surprised every time I go through a training session and I do something that's hard and I make it through and I make it through well. I do it well and I don't, yeah.
Isn't that a great feeling?
It is a good feeling.
When you say PR, I know there's some people that are listening that don't know what a PR is because it took me a while to learn what that meant.
So that's a personal record. So that's when you do something like a power lift, like let's say you do a clean and you get more weight than you've ever gotten before. So right. It's your new personal record. And the thing I like about weightlifting as well and powerlifting is that it's different for every person. So there are people at the gym who are younger than me and also older than me that are stronger than me and that can actually lift more. But a PR is a personal record. So it's a very, it doesn't matter what the person next to you is doing. It matters what you're doing.
Right.
So you're really competing against yourself.
You're competing against
It doesn't really matter what the person next to you is doing.
Right. I was just going to say, sometimes that's easy to say, but yet still in your mind, when they lift more than me, I'm like, oh.
Well, but also, does it ever go the other way where you see someone, especially someone younger and they're standing there lifting with 10-pound dumbbells and you think,
Absolutely it does.
that's crazy.
Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does, yes.
Truly, you shouldn't be, we shouldn't be thinking that either, but it's human nature, I think, to even in yoga, people compare themselves.
Also, working at the gym, I see a lot of people come in and out of the gym, and we are all different. We have all different strengths. We are all shaped differently. We have all different genetics. And yet, so there are going to be differences in how strong you are and what you can do and your balance and all these kind of things because we're all different. But that doesn't mean that somebody is like anybody can be fit. Anybody can do fitness. So that doesn't mean that somebody's better than you or whatever. It's just we're all different.
And we're all in different phases of.
And we're all at different phases and we're all, yeah.
Do you track your progress? It's like, do you know what you deadlift or what you bench press or what you can clean or whatever?
I do know, like if I hit a PR, I generally know what that is. I don't necessarily, like I don't write down everything like from each session or from everything that
you have a general idea of what your PR is.
I have a general idea of what my PRs are. Exactly. And sometimes sometimes I've gotten a PR that I don't get again for a while. So
it's funny how that happens, isn't it? Where one day you come in and everything is like great, you're killing it. Yeah. And then the next time you come in, it's like, oh my gosh, how did I ever do that?
Right.
How did I ever do that? Yeah.
I know that happened to me just a couple weeks ago. I was really killing it. In fact, I wrote down in my little tracking book, I killed it today. But then, I needed a lot of recovery afterwards because I pushed myself that day, and I think that might be part of it is you definitely go stair steps. I do anyway, plateau,
Right.
stair
Oh,
step
I agree.
up, and sometimes a couple down and then back up, hopefully
Yep.
back up.
2 steps forward, at least 1 step backwards.
Yeah.
So beyond physical strength and physical improvements, which I'm sure are significant for you, in what ways has your life changed for the better from concentrating on fitness?
Oh, you know what? I have much more confidence in who I am. I have much more confidence in just being able to like talk to people and I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just have a lot more confidence in who I am in general. I have a whole new set of friends that I didn't have before, a whole new, that we all have kind of the same things in common, which is good. So there's all sorts of, we do some fun activities outside of the gym and whatnot. I think the health benefits are much like healthier than I've been. All my, blood, cholesterol, all that stuff is better than it's ever been.
So, how important has having a supportive gym community been to your success?
I think it's been important. It's helpful to have people who understand what you're doing and are involved in it too and are interested in that aspect of your life. So it definitely helps with that. Working at a gym, you kind of have an in with all the trainers, so you get that kind of support as well. So they see you do things, or they're doing something, and you get that connection as well. So I think I get a little bit of an extra gym vibe connection. But I think the gym can be, it's not always is, but I think it can be a very inclusive place where, because where everyone's different and everyone has different strengths, it's not so much that you're competing against each other, but you're all just doing really hard stuff and you're getting through it. And I think that builds relationship.
Every transformation comes with challenges. What was the hardest part of this journey for you?
I think mentally, a lot of it is mentally, is that like this again, like I can't do this. I think it's realizing that I can do it, that we can do it. Coming over the age of or coming over age, like, I'm 64, but that doesn't mean I can't do this or I shouldn't do this or I won't be able to do it. So I think it's just a realization that we can do things. I think there's a little bit of a like again a mental thing where I don't want to get so into it that this is all I think about or all I do or whatever. I want to have outside things too.
What about injuries or setbacks? Have you had any problems with those? Anything that you'd have to overcome? And how did you navigate those?
Well, yeah. So right now, I have what I believe is an impingement in my shoulder, which I guess is something. I mean, I have exercises that I got from the chiropractor to do, but it's been with me a long time, and it kind of gets better at times, and then all of a sudden I'll have a bad time where it gets worse. So I'm working through that, and I'm hopeful that's going to go. That's going to stop at some point. I'm not really sure. It's been a while. But again, with working with the trainer, he works with me, so we stretch it out real well. We do different exercises to help with that. So yeah, so right now I'm kind of working through that. And I do find when you talk about like things to overcome, I do find that I get into my own head about that a lot and think like, oh, well, this is the beginning of the end, and this is going to be
I'm doomed.
the end of me or whatever. Yeah, I'm
This is
doomed.
it.
I'm
I'm
doomed.
doomed.
This is it. This is it. I might as well just forget it, hang it up.
It's funny, isn't it,
Yeah.
how we take everything to the extreme, but I don't think there's
Yeah.
one of us that hasn't had some sort of injury or sore spot or something that is a challenge, that you have to overcome, and
Yeah.
it's figuring out how to do it, right?
Right. And how to and if you're going to do it, I think like oh, is this going to be something I deal with for the rest of my life? Is this going to be?
Yeah.
But it is funny because I will say that to I'll be discouraged about something and I'll say it to my trainer and he just looks at me like, "You're good.
You're
This
good.
is going to be good. You're okay. It's okay. It's not the end. It's not the end. You've got this. So
Keep doing what you can do, right?
keep doing what you can do."
Are there any exercises that you were initially afraid of doing, but that you now love?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, the thing I wasn't necessarily afraid of burpees, but I have to say I do burpees pretty well. I can do, like, jump over burpees and get over the box burpees, and I don't love them, but I can do them better. One-legged things, I had a trouble with balancing, and now I can do more Romanian deadlift, that kind of or not Romanian deadlifts, I'm sorry, Hungarian split squats. So I can do more like one-legged things that I couldn't do before where I would have to stand and I would be so wobbly. So I'm getting better with that. I still don't like a lot of core stuff. I always feel that's awkward and odd to do. So maybe someday I'll love that, but I doubt it.
Well,
I
that's the
doubt it.
spirit. Maybe someday I'll love that. I love that. I got to
Maybe
remember that.
someday.
I can't believe that you said burpees.
Well, only because I don't, like I said, I don't love them, but I can see my improvement in them. I can see that, where my cardiovascular has gotten better, that I'm improved in burpees.
Okay, so you're proud of
That
yourself.
Yeah.
I'm a little proud of myself. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Looking back at how far you've come, which accomplishments are you most proud of? Burpees?
Ooh, good question. Yeah. No, I wouldn't go that far. I think I am most proud of working like what I can do with the barbell, like as far as the Olympic lifts that I can do, like the cleans, snatches. I'm I like snatches. I like overhead squats. I like all that kind of stuff. So I think I'm the most proud of that. I'm proud. I like when I can do a squat, I can get below parallel. I love that. So I think there's just things like that I'm proud of.
That's awesome.
And I get proud of myself when I make it through a harder cardio type workout. When I can make it through that and I do it in the time frame or I do it, how I'm supposed to do it. I get proud of that too.
Do you do cardio like running or biking or anything? Do you do anything that's just cardio separate from your strength training?
And I do occasionally, like I'll get on an air runner occasionally and run, but I don't like running outside. So I don't do any kind of distance running. I have a bike. Didn't bring it out this year. So I don't have anything really like that. I do like to walk a lot still. So even if I walk the track or I walk outside, I will do that. But I don't have any like long cardio things that I do.
Okay, so but you get cardio combined into your strength workout at times.
Correct.
Now, I know you've done several fitness challenges. Can you tell us a little bit about them and what motivated you to take them on?
Sure. Yeah, so the fitness challenges that we have done at our gym are all have been either couple challenges or group challenges or individual challenges. I think what motivated me to take them on was I just got caught up in the moment of doing it. And and, and so I was like, yeah, I can do this, sure. They're quite difficult. They were quite difficult to do, but they are a lot of fun. I did do Rogue, the fitness company has challenges that they put out, I think, once a month. They have a challenges, and they have one that is the RX division, which is you have to do the weight they prescribe and you have to do it how they prescribe and you have to video it and then you send it in. But they also have a community division where you can do the challenge and you can kind of do it at your own weight. You don't have to video it, and they just post whatever score you got. And I've done a few of those, and those are fun to do. And you can kind of get a feel for where you fall within, like as far as other people doing it. But I will say this, I'm generally one of the oldest people that do those. So,
Well, that feels good too. That sense of accomplishment
yeah,
is really special, huh?
it is. It is. It is.
That was Rogue, you said?
Yeah, it's Rogue. They have periodically they do them. They do them, I think, monthly. Yeah, and it's a good thing. Like they usually, if there's like a little fee to do it, even if you did the community, it's a $10 fee. But it's fun to challenge yourself and to see what you can do.
And then you can see how you compare with other people.
And then you can see how you compare with other people, like within the community. Like you can see what the people who are really like doing it, how quickly or how much weight they can do.
But you can also see what people who are, like, in your level what they can do as well.
Correct.
That's gotta be fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
So I saw, I think on social media somewhere, Instagram or something, that you completed the Murph challenge.
I did. I did the Murph challenge twice. So I've done it 2 years.
One, I'm sure not all of our listeners will know what that is. Can you tell us what the Murph challenge is and what
Yeah.
doing that was like?
Absolutely. So the Murph Challenge is actually named for a soldier who lost his life in Afghanistan. And he actually gave his life to save other soldiers, and he knew he was going to die when he went out there to do it. If anyone has seen Lone Survivor, that's the movie that has it in. So it's an important thing to do, to know. So I think it's every May, they do the Murph Challenge. And so the Murph Challenge is, let me see if I get this right. So it's wearing a weighted vest, you run a mile, you do 100 pull ups, 200 push ups, and 300 squats, and then you run another mile. It's rough.
Oh my gosh.
All while wearing the vest?
All while wearing the vest, yes. So the official vest, I think, is like for women is like 20 pounds. It might even be 25 pounds or something. I didn't wear a 25-pound vest. I wore a 10-pound vest. Yeah.
Well, that's
And so
still
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So the first year I did it, I don't remember my time, but it took a long, long, long time to do it. But the second year I did it, I cut 40 minutes off my time
Oh, wow.
That's
to
significant.
do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So you run a mile, and then you do the
So you run
pull-ups.
a mile. Yeah. And then I believe it's 100 pull-ups, uh, 200 push-ups. I could be wrong on those. It could be the opposite way, but I think it's 100
Okay.
pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and I know it's 300 squats, air squats, or with the vest on.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it's a few days of soreness.
I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If that
Very
So
impressive.
do you do that with a group? There was a whole group of people doing that, or you did that all by yourself?
Well, there was a group of people that did it. I did it by myself. I did it like while the group was doing it, but I did it like I started earlier so I knew I could get through it. Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't, like a lot of the people that did it ran outside. I didn't run outside. I ran on a runner. So, and
It's so
truth be
impressive.
told, I took my vest off once or twice. So,
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
yeah,
Man, I'm in awe.
it was, yeah, you know what? It was fun. It's a challenge, and I feel like it's an important one too, just
Mhm. Mhm.
to remember the veterans and the people who,
Yeah, have done so much for us.
gave their life, have done so much. Yeah.
Weight management often comes up in fitness conversations. Has weight gain been something that you were dealing with or part of your journey, or it's not really an issue for you?
You know what? It's always been an issue, I think. I feel like it's not as much of an issue as I've been strength training more. I feel like that kind of evens things out a little bit. I don't know, because I do try and have more protein now than I had before or than I ever have. But I feel like just the exercising and lifting weights and doing some form of cardio, like you can't exercise away a bad diet, so you do have to have some of a good diet, but I feel like it all kind of evens out. For me, it has anyway. So it's not, I don't stress about it that much anymore. Well, I can just remember, like, back in, back in the day, eating like way too much food and then thinking, well, I'll just go to the gym and work that all off. And it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, it takes about an hour for one cookie, you know?
Right. Right.
Has your eating changed as you've become more fit? You say you're eating more protein. How do you approach
Yeah.
food now?
Absolutely. Yes. A little while ago, I don't know how many years ago, I went to the doctor and had my blood work done, and they actually said, oh, you're pre-diabetic. So that affected me too. So I tried to cut down on the sweets and the sugar and whatnot. But now I just try to eat. I do try to eat more protein. I try to eat earlier in the day, so I'm not going to bed full and uncomfortable. So I don't have any kind of set, like only eat this many calories or only do this or only do that. But it has improved the way I eat, and I am more mindful of what I eat and what I put in my mouth.
Okay, what kind of protein how do you get the protein in?
Well, I recently switched. So I have a powdered protein, which I recently switched to, which is a whey protein. But for many, I don't know, years or months, I would do like pea protein or vegetarian protein.
Yeah.
But I just switched to a whey protein because I think that's going to be more beneficial to me. But I also try and eat meat, and I also try and eat eggs and cheese and everything. I don't just rely on the powdered or the drinks of protein.
Well, I love to ask this question because I seriously take notes on it from all of our guests. We all have busy days. And when you're really busy, do you have a favorite go-to meal that you prepare quickly when you get home, but it still supports your fitness goals? Do you have something that you make? Yeah, you just thought of it, I can tell.
Well, it's not microwaving that macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, support my fitness goals. That's where you got me. Actually, you know what? I don't like to cook that much. So on some days when I will work out, I will come home and I will have a frozen pizza.
Oh,
So I
wow.
do that quite a bit.
Okay.
At least once a week, I'll cook a frozen pizza. I don't know if that meets my fitness goals, but it does have protein in it. And I usually do a cauliflower crust.
And you like it and it's easy.
Yeah. I do I would like if I go out, I like to get like salmon or chicken or
Chris and I just talked about eating seafood, and I said other than some really basic ways of cooking it, I like to eat the seafood when I go to a restaurant.
yeah, me too.
All right. So this is my next question is a little off topic, but I always see you reading when you're at the front desk at the gym. And I know we've
Yeah.
often said we've read the same books or whatever. What are you reading now? And do you find that your reading and fitness journeys complement each other in any way?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I just finished My Dear Hamilton, which was a reread for me, but I'm reading it for a book club, which is a story of Eliza Hamilton.
All right. I read a book by the same author, but about a different.
Yeah, Jefferson's Daughter, I
Yeah,
think you
Jefferson's
probably read
Daughter.
that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, and I am reading a book called When the Cranes Fly South, which is translated from Swedish, and it's about a older gentleman whose family wants him to move into care, and it's just his story, and he's kind of going back over his life, and he doesn't want to move into care. So I'm reading those two. I love to read. I love to read. I would recommend, if you haven't read it already, the Thursday Murder Club.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you read that?
Mhm, mhm.
It's on TV right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is such a fun read. Such a fun read. And I don't know if it coincides with my fitness journey much. I often listen to books while I'm working out, so I've got that, but I don't have.
When I did a lot of more like cardio, I used to like only have certain things I could listen to, like if I was on the treadmill or something. But I don't do that much anymore on the treadmill, so I don't have that incentive.
Yeah, I like listening to books. If I'm walking around, I'll listen to a book, or yeah, just I did find one which is kind of funny. It's a thriller, and I don't remember the name of it, but it has a fitness trainer in there whose name is Ellie,
Oh,
and
really?
she, yeah, but she is like really pushing these people into their fitness. So I think she's going to be a bad character, but we'll let you know.
This is a
We'll
thriller.
keep you
She might get
posted
the
about
axe.
Ellie. See, yeah, yeah,
She's
what's gonna
training
happen.
people to death.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted on that.
I love listening to books on tape too, whether I'm driving or working out. I don't know, or
Yes,
gardening. I like to listen to tapes when I'm gardening as well because it just is not tapes, but
yeah,
I still
I
call
was just
them
thinking
tapes,
where you
but
could tell
I
the
know. I do too. I do too.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
books on tape.
So, I have a question for you. What would you tell someone who thinks they're too old or too out of shape to get started? What advice would you give our listeners about thinking about getting started on their own journey if they haven't started to become fit and strong?
I would say you just need to start, and even if that means just walking a track for a little while, or putting 2-pound weights in your hands when you're walking the track, or taking a jar of tomatoes and doing something with it. You just got to get started. One of the saddest things that I see, also just working at the gym, and I'm just at the front desk, so I don't even see it, but are the people who say, oh, I'm going to wait until I lose 20 pounds, and then I'm going to work with a trainer, or I'm going to wait until I'm going to do this and this, and then I'm going to, really start. And that just makes me so sad, because you just got to start. You just got to
Right.
do it. You just got to do it. And one other thing somebody said to me once is, it's not about motivation, it's about discipline. So you just have to do it. You have to be disciplined to get started. And eventually you'll see gains, and you'll be like, I want to do this. I want to continue.
There used to be a woman at the gym who always sat in a chair, and she would wait for her husband, and I would be going in the evening to work with a trainer or whatever, but I would get on the treadmill and do a warm up, and this woman came up to me one day and she said, "You really impress me. I'm just so amazed by you." And I'm thinking she's really, she's noticed I'm doing this or
Yeah,
I'm whatever. I was
yeah,
really feel
yeah.
and she said, "You never take the elevator." And I was like, "Oh." Oh, yeah, okay, so I walk up the stairs.
Yes,
Well, I
you
know
walk
that
up
there's
the
some people that
stairs. You
always
go,
take an
girl.
elevator, right?
I was crushed. I really was, like, feeling, like, gung ho, like, someone's finally noticed that
Yeah,
I'm doing something and
yeah. That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny, Jill.
Looking ahead, what does the future hold for you fitness-wise? Do you have any goals or challenges you're working toward?
And I believe at our gym we're going to have a challenge at Christmas time. So I'm gonna sign up for that, I'm sure. And I am with powerlifting. I am working on getting a 55-pound snatch. That's been my goal for a few months, and that's what I want to do before the end of the year, is be able to get a 55-pound snatch. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, and the snatch is grabbing but
It's
is it like a kettlebell or the actual barbell?
No, it's a barbell, yeah. So again, it's the floor. It starts at the floor, and then it's completely overhead. So you
Okay.
go from the floor all the way up to overhead, and you land in a squat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
I'm glad you asked that because I pictured a 55-pound kettlebell. Yeah, and I was thinking, wow,
Yeah.
those things are heavy.
55-pound.
So that's my over the 55-pound. That's my overarching goal, but we'll see what happens.
I just today just said I wanna get so I can bench press 100 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
That's my goal to do by the end of the year.
By the
Wow.
end of the year.
Yeah, we'll
Good for
see.
you. You got it. You got it.
I'll try. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll all be encouraging each other.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's inspiring to see how dedication and commitment has really made such a difference, regardless of any age, right?
Right. Absolutely. And just get out there and do it. Just start. Just start.
Absolutely. So your energy, your outlook, just really show what it means to be fit, strong, and confident after 50.
After 50. After 60.
After 62. 60 as well.
After 62. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Stay strong and
Thank you.
see you at the gym.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for having me. Nice seeing you, Chris.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm so glad we got to talk with Melissa. I've been watching her transformation for a while now.
Yeah, she was pretty amazing. And she had so many great things to say. I took notes when we were talking. And one thing that she said her trainer told her was you can't out exercise or exercise away a bad diet. And I thought, oh gosh, that's so true.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
is
why
true.
I think I can, but
Yeah, sometimes I really struggle with that, but it's not that I really think. I mean, I'm way beyond the thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna eat this cookie and then I'll go run for an hour to do it." But it is easy to get into the mindset of just, "I can eat," but well, of course we can eat, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
We can eat
overeat
things
or
that
eat the things you shouldn't eat or
yeah,
don't feel are
overeating
healthy. Yes.
treats and things, yes.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about her comments about that we're all different. She said she can do those overhead squats, where you hold the bar over your head and she said she could do a low squat.
Yeah, where you're down below parallel. I know.
I struggle to do regular body squats. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
squats are my nemesis. When she said that, I was just so impressed.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that impressed me. And you know what I think? Her transformation was based on when she decided she didn't want to be skinny, she wanted to be strong. And she just really focuses on those goals. Like that Murph challenge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I started looking up. There is a beginner version of Murph challenge that you can do that is not quite as strenuous. But what she was describing was the advanced one, which is the basic one where, you wear the 20-pound vest with a 1 mile run, the 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, and there was something else that was squats, a whole bunch of squats, and then another mile run.
Right. All while wearing a weighted vest.
Exactly. Oh, it's 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then another mile. Yeah, and I haven't seen that movie, Lone Survivor. Have you?
No, I haven't. I
No,
didn't
I
actually
think
even know there was a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie about, Michael Murphy. I think it was Michael Murphy. He's the hero in there and that's why the Murph Challenge came about, but something to really think about. Very motivational to hear that.
Those kinds of things. So yes, that is. But just finding those kinds of things to sign up for or to agree to do is really it's helpful in a lot of ways because mentally it just gives you something to work towards and to be
Yes.
psyched up about. And there are other people doing it, so you get that community feeling. It's
Yeah.
those are good things.
And it's like adding the word "yet" to the end of things, like not thinking, "Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that yet." She said, "Maybe someday I'll love that." You know?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, and then her whole comment about burpees. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's just really amazing. But, she made the point about it's not about the motivation, and I guess that's so important. It's not about the motivation, it's the discipline. And I hate the word discipline because I always think of being disciplined as a child, getting spanked or something. Discipline doesn't have the right framework in my head, but
Well, discipline is doing things because that's the way
self-discipline.
you do it. I mean,
Right.
So yes,
Yeah.
there
Habits.
yes. And we have talked a lot about the difference between motivation and discipline and
Yep, yep. I need to reframe discipline in my mind because I do have a very negative connotation there, but
Well, yeah, that's a different meaning.
yeah, I know, but that's what comes in my head.
That brings up the other thing that she said was that she changed what she said.
Yes.
I remember her doing things at the gym and saying frequently, "I can't do that."
Yeah. It's natural to have that come flying out of your mouth, 'cause
And I know some of those classes, I would say things like, "I hate this. Why am I doing this?"
yeah, I
Those
paid
are
good money for
negative things. Those
this.
don't help you.
That's like those races. I can't believe I paid to do this. But the
Exactly, but
satisfaction when you're finished and the elation almost, that pride in completing something that's such a challenge that you really thought you couldn't do it and you did it. There's something there that really and she said, "Just start," even if you start with uh, a jar of tomatoes to get started or 2-pound weights when you're walking around, just start getting stronger.
well, that's true. Just carry a jug of milk or water or whatever.
Yeah, it's all those normal things that become so easy when you get really strong. Yeah, very impressive. And I'm so glad that you've got to know her over the years at the gym and see that transformation.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is she is a big reader, so she's often like, if things are quiet at the gym, she's at the desk and she's reading. So I often stop and talk to her about books.
Yeah.
Like, "What are you
What are you
reading?"
reading
"Oh, I
now?
read that." "Oh, I haven't read that. Is it good?" That kind
Yep.
of thing.
Yep, that's cool. That's really good. Well, I really like so many of her comments and ideas.
Yes, very motivational. I hope that our listeners found her to be motivational to help propel you into remembering you can do these things too.
Yes.
So if you're listening, let Chris and me know what you think about getting strong. What works for you? Did you have any thoughts about today's episode? What about the things that Melissa had to say? Let us know.
Yes, absolutely. We'd love to hear from you. You can leave us a message at becomingellie.com, and you can also find us as Becoming Ellie on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe to the podcast and share it with a friend. Maybe write a review or leave a rating.
And if you like this podcast, you may also be interested in a podcast by Jennifer Fink. The Fading Memories podcast provides tools to women over 50 who are caregivers for their aging loved ones.
You can find the Fading Memories podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
Well, it was great talking with you today, Jill. I'm looking forward to our next episode of the Fit Strong Women Over 50 podcast.
I am too. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.